The following program on KROC is sponsored and paid for by Meshbesher and Spence.
And I think I mentioned Andrew Davick from Meshbesher and Spence is here.
I am.
How you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Good. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Today, I have it on good authority, as soon as I scroll back up on my email here, we're talking about maintaining our sidewalks.
Yes. Although we haven't had too much this winter, have we?
No, although this morning is
Today,
probably a little slippery.
It is a
I
little
just
slippery.
about bit it going out to take the garbage cans out. Fell on my can.
I was going to say, if you did it at work, that's just work comp.
Oh, well.
But I'm sure
taken the
Shannon
garbage
downstairs
out.
doesn't
That's
want
why
to
she
hear
keeps
that.
dragging her garbage cans over here. It's probably a little counterclaim there.
When I bought my first house, the first winter, I realized when the water, when the snow melts, it causes a pond right here. You know what I should do is put a sign up for the postman that says, "Be careful, this can get icy right here." And a friend said, "Don't you dare do that." And I went, "What? Why would that be a bad thing?"
Well, might not be a bad thing, actually. At
'cause
least you're
it was-
warning.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
you have a
were
duty to
giving
warn.
some sort of liability issue that you know that it's icy and you're not addressing it, and so therefore you're liable if somebody gets hurt.
Well, the way the law works in Minnesota with respect to sidewalks is a little bit tricky because ultimately city sidewalks, at least, are still the responsibility of the city with respect to liability. There are statutes or ordinances within a city that says, hey, you have to maintain your own city sidewalk, and you do. But that only creates a potential civil penalty, such as a fine, if the city has to come out and do it for you. But ultimately, at least the sidewalks that are adjacent to the roadways are still the responsibility of the city should someone get hurt, unless there's something with respect to your property which is creating the conditions, such as a runoff from your home or, an overhang from the building, a drip line, for example.
Yeah, this was up by my property, up by my front door, so it was
then
all my responsibility.
That's all your problem. Can't blame the city for that.
No, I wouldn't have. I thought it was interesting that it makes more common sense to put a sign that says, "Please be careful."
Well, in some ways, you are protecting yourself. I mean, you have a duty to warn individuals if you are aware of a dangerous condition within your property or on your property. And by putting a sign there, you're telling them, hey, there is a problem here. Mm-hmm. Now, it does also, it provides notice to a potential claimant that you were aware there was a problem and you didn't take the time to fix it, such as replacing that slab of concrete or filling it in or providing salt and sand.
So, like, say this morning,
Yep.
for example, you get a little freezing rain.
Yep.
And you've already gone to work or there's nobody home. And somebody comes walking down the sidewalk and slips in front of your house. And
Yep.
Is there a liability there then, too?
Likely not. In Minnesota, there's also a common law rule which says that you have 24 hours from the time that the weather abates. So once the snow stops and or the freezing rain, you have a 24-hour window in which you have an opportunity to remedy the dangerous condition within the property or on the property. And so in a circumstance like that, you're probably not going to have an issue. Now, if you have a snowstorm and you ignore it for 2 days and the postman comes up to give the mail at the front door and slips and falls, then you may have an issue with respect to, not maintaining it in a reasonably safe condition.
So make an effort.
Make an effort, whether you're a homeowner or homeowners associations. We run into a lot of that with homeowners associations. You pay dues to have a homeowners association come and maintain the exterior of the property, and unfortunately, in a lot of situations, that's not done as well as it should. And those homeowners are not, they're not supposed to be the ones doing it. That's why you're paying for it. So, there's a lot of different circumstances where liability may attach.
Anything else we need to know that, you get a shovel, snow blow, make an effort to throw a little sand or salt on your sidewalk.
Yeah, it's just, it's about making a reasonable effort. I mean, this is Minnesota, and I think everybody has to recognize that. So there's always going to be
baby
some snow
steps.
and ice. Exactly.
If it's slippery out, be careful.
Yep. Take
What
your
about
time.
when you do? What about when you do get hurt? There must be a line where it's financially prudent to go and try to get some coverage for the injuries, or it's not. You weren't hurt badly enough that maybe you end up spending more trying to pursue a legal issue than if not.
Yeah, I think it's a balancing act. You have to look at the circumstances. Why did you fall? How strong is the liability claim? Second, what is the nature and extent of your injury? Do you have an orthopedic injury? Do you have a fracture? Have you missed time from work? Do you have significant medical bills?
Mm-hmm.
If you have a combination of those different things coming together, it is probably worth hiring a lawyer or attempting to pursue it on your own.
Somebody needs to get a hold of you for any reason, or anybody at Meshbesher and Spence. What's the best way to do that, Andrew?
1-800-845-1021, or stop by our office in Rochester, or www.meshbesher.com.
Where is your office?
Our office is on 2nd Street, down a little plug to Beatles Bar and Grill, across the street from Beatles. Everybody kind of knows where that is.
You know, I had to ask, actually, because
Uptown.
I never knew who you were. I never knew you were until last week. I was going out along there, going over to Sylvan.
Okay.
A friend works at Sylvan. I had something to drop off with her, and I went, hey, there's Meshbesher Spence's office. I didn't know that's where you were.
Yeah, Dave Blissenbach opened that Sylvan Center not too long ago, I believe.
Yeah, it's a nice little area over there.
Absolutely.
Andrew, have a great week.
You too.